Aloha, everybody. This is Dr. BethAnne. I am an author, an intuitive psychologist, and an empath, and I craft content for highly sensitive spiritual souls and teach, mentor, and coach on intuitive living. So today is Friday, which means it's Friday Poetry and Perspective, where I share a poem or a prose piece from one of my books and then share some perspective behind the piece. So today I'm sharing a poem called We Are the Water. It is from my upcoming book, Things of That Nature, Words for the Mystic Heart, which will be out later in October. And this one's really fun. It's a prose piece. We are the water. Every time the rain falls, I find myself in her dancing drops. I and she and me, and together we wash things clean. Remembering life renews itself every single moment, and we are allowed to release what we don't wish to carry. La Luna may hide her face from the night, but will soon cycle round and return with her light. Regenesis is creation's way. Reinvention is life's. A sunrise resets, a good sleep reboots, our bodies shed in synchronicity as peels of our old selves fall away, while the songs in our cells bring fresh skin to dew. We are transformative creatures, and this is a transient place. We can be baptized in a blink, rebirth ourselves again and again, restart, reconstruct, relinquish, review. Every day we are the water, which rinses this world new. The rain, how she falls, I and she and me. Together we tap dance in crystalline streams. Toe heel tip, tap, 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 love is all, slap hill dig. Making art with her drops on the ground down the streets. We go hand in hand, washing everything clean. I used to be a tap dancer, and sometimes I hear rhythms in my head like you would when you're tapping. Toe heel tip, slap hill dig, shuffle ball change, toe, toe, toe. And that's kind of like a rhythm that will sometimes come out in my poems, and I don't usually write down tap dancing terms, but in that one I was actually writing it while the rain fell, and it sounded like little pitter patters and like little taps falling down on the ground. And so I was hearing tap rhythms as my head as I was washing as I was writing this, and thinking about how water renews. You know, we are primarily composed of water. Our bodies die without water. The earth is 3/4 water. Water is life. It gives life to us. It regenerates us. We are here to become and to change. And a lot of my work really reflects the human journey and our soul's evolution of going through constant transformation. You know, it's like the best news and the hardest news. We are hardwired for change. And sometimes that's a really awesome thing. Like I haven't actually read this poem in a while since I wrote it. And I was like, I really like that. The idea that like every single day we can regenerate and we can say, I don't want to carry this anymore. And we can take a shower and just tell the water, release from me anything that's old that I no longer wish to carry. We're such transformative, regenerative creatures, and we can let that work for us. We can remember that we're always in a change process, and we're always shedding, and we're always letting go. And so that can be a really beautiful thing if we're going through hardship or transformation or grief or anything where we say, how long is this difficult season going to go on? You know, there's this beautiful reassurance of the tide will turn. You know, we're assured of that because we live in a seasonal place. That's part of living intuitively and cyclically and fluidly, is knowing, leaning into the emotions, leaning into the bends, and knowing that it's constantly changing, and we can trust that change process. You know, the hard news about it is that we live in a place where everything changes, and we live in a transient place, and transience isn't often easy. You know, I've been thinking about my brother a lot lately. I lost him in 2016, and his anniversary, or his birthday it was, like went by in June, and I felt empowered by how much I loved him on the day. You know, I didn't really feel sadness. Instead, I just had this like tremendous sense of how much I've learned to like literally carry his love, like his love is inside of me, and to live my life with this purposeful intent. And I believe that intention says like, I love you, Brent, in every single step. And so I was kind of in this like kick-ass love warrior, you know, grief is love and love is grief, and you know, like my life has become an act of love. And then out of nowhere a few weeks ago, like the sadness hit and I don't even know where it came from, you know, just the missing. That's just part of grief, you know, that's part of the grief process, and that's part of the change process, and that's part of like trusting ourselves and trusting our own process. And I just needed to be with the sad, and needed to be with the missing, and needed to be with the tears and everything else that was coming up for whatever reason. That's just kind of how life is. You know, change is life's way. Transience is life's way. The only thing that lasts forever is love. The only thing that lasts forever is our souls and the love we have inside of them. Everything else changes, you know, and that can be a really hard pill to swallow when we're going through a human separation and the human suffering of having to let go. But then it can be this beautiful, transcendent spiritual truth when we need perspective that reminds us like this too shall pass. It really will pass. And then I just love bringing in the element of what can we do on a day-to-day, like spiritual self-care basis to take care of ourselves, you know, and it's like have a glass of water, take a shower, take a bath, and let the element of water like help you release and regenerate and support you in your own release and your own letting go. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Things of that nature, Words for the Mystic Heart, will be out roughly around the end of October. We're getting closer to launch date. I'm super excited. It's going to be awesome. And in the meantime, I will be sharing poetry and prose every Friday and sharing some passages from it to pre-celebrate the book's release. So aloha and light, be well and be loved. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see everybody next Friday for poetry and prose. And if you're catching this on YouTube, feel free to join me here daily by subscribing for more content for highly sensitive spiritual souls. All right, be well.